So going into this, we have to realize that a large loss fire or complex fire incident is going to require probably a lot of dollars to be thrown at it in the process of trying to determine the origin and cause of this fire, right? So figuring out where those funds are going to come from, who they have to go through on their management chain to authorize funds. Some of this stuff can be billed out later. Some of the stuff could be held back. But a lot of this stuff's going to need initial payments right away, right? Where you're going to need to get contractors out there that are going to have some kind of funding right away. So for the adjuster to have an idea of where to obtain those funds from, and some of those may be large up front, is going to be huge. And then on our side of it, we realize that they do have a budget. So we're not going to be able to just spend carte blanche. We're under their budget constraints. So for them to be open and honest with me as an investigator, as a team, to say, hey, here's our budget, and so I know how to keep myself in line with that budget, it's going to be huge. Because I don't want to overspend what they're looking to throw at this. And again, I don't know what to throw at it if they don't tell me what their budgets are. So we do a lot of cost projections on routine fires. I think cost projections as you go through the process on a large loss fire become just as important to be able to keep track of this for them and for us.
Sure. Jim, anything to add as far as budgets are concerned?
Absolutely. Everything Sean touched on. And then I always, as Sean does, we try to work with the interested parties that are present to share costs. We recognize that there doesn't need to be a duplication of effort. There doesn't need to be a duplication of expenditure. So we will oftentimes work with whoever we can to make sure that our adjuster is aware of who he or she can communicate with to share costs and spread that expense over half a dozen or a couple of dozen different parties, or have one party paying for a certain piece of equipment, another party paying for another piece or supplies. But budgetary concerns are always at the forefront of the lead investigator as well.